You're listening to Tavern Sports Radio Network.
Show me the money! Show me the money!
Done.
Show me the money. Welcome to episode 67 of Show Me the Money, brought to you by Tavern Sports. We're going to try and make this a fairly quick episode. I'm a little bit under the weather myself. There's not a whole lot of football left to talk about almost. We're almost in a full-blown basketball season over here.
Yeah, it's getting a sad day.
We still got a month. We got a month and some change. We got to ride it out, finish strong.
Although, Parker, you mentioned golf is starting up soon. You excited, man?
It started this week. They're actually playing over in Hawaii at the Century Tournament, and it's going pretty well so far. You know, I haven't placed any bets yet, but I'm excited to see how the season's going to go. We did pretty good last year, and we'll see how it goes this year.
Awesome. Well, let's start things out with a quick look at our Lock of the Week standings. It's been a rough season for us. Parker and Clark are tied at the top at 10-8 after a loss last week. In fact, everybody lost last week except for Tyler.
There you go.
So I'm at 9-8-1. John 9-7. You missed a couple of weeks. Cole 8-9. He's also missed a couple of weeks. Josh 8-10. Tyler 6-12. So it's been a rough couple of weeks, but you picked it up a little bit, Ty.
Don't let me get hot. Been saying it all year. Don't let me get hot.
You can get hot right now. You're still not going to be positive before the season ends. So
I got the entire playoffs.
Okay, bud. Well, let's take a quick look at our NCAA football playoffs right now. After a win for Notre Dame, they took on the SEC powerhouse of Georgia. They're going to head into Penn State. Is this game played at Penn State? Do we know?
No, this is a true neutral site game. So that's the Orange Bowl, which is going to be taking place where exactly this year? I'm not 100% sure, but it's neutral. That is going to be taking place at the Miami Gardens. And then Texas, Ohio State after their belt-to-ass whooping of Georgia.
Yeah. Holy crap.
Texas over their dogfight with Arizona State, double OT game. That'll be in Arlington, Texas for the Cotton Bowl. So a home game for Texas, essentially.
For sure. Well, let's take a quick look at the Notre Dame and Penn State game first. We got Penn State, a 2.5-point underdog heading into this game. So they're in a good spot, I think, to at least cover. I don't know. Notre Dame looked pretty good the other night.
Yeah, Notre Dame, lost me a lot of money on a futures bet for starters. So that's fun. But I think Notre Dame, I don't know. This game should be a good one. I don't like Notre Dame. I don't trust Notre Dame, but I also have glaring issues with Drew Aller and with James Franklin for Penn State.
You're not wrong. They've been looking spicy, not going to lie. They've been looking spicy these last couple games. I thought the same thing too, and I'm just sitting here watching Penn State put up these numbers on, okay, they might be decent teams, but it's just like, maybe they've been playing good football. Who knows? Maybe we counted them out a little early. I don't know. I think it's going to be a good game. Don't get me wrong.
Well, let's take a quick look. The over-under of this game I thought was interesting as well. Let me go back to it quick. I want to say it was 46.5.
That is what I have.
Okay, 46.5 is what I have the over-under at. I actually really like the over in that. I think if Notre Dame ends up kind of taking a strong lead here, I think that they can definitely do some damage to that over-under. I think that they can put a very strong dent into it.
I could agree. To that. But I mean, that's the thing now. You're getting into a Big Ten team like an Ohio State team that's there now. They know how to play complete football, so it's going to be a little bit more challenging. Now, granted, Notre Dame coming off this big win against Georgia, that's some momentum. But then again, you are playing an SEC powerhouse. You're going to get banged up. So we're going to have to you'll have to see if Notre Dame can rally the troops, recover, see if they can come out ready to play football. Otherwise, I think this is going to be a really good game. I think both these games are going to be really good matchups. I like the over though. I do like the over. I think the over hits in this game.
All right, well, let's take a look at our next college football game. Ty kind of mentioned this earlier. This game being played in Arlington, Texas. It's the Ohio State game. They take on the Texas Longhorns. So Texas is going to be definitely a home favorite here. However, they are still 6-point underdogs. So obviously the sportsbook saw something in Ohio State last week that is scaring them half to death. I mean, we all thought, 2 weeks ago that Texas was going to run the gauntlet. And they are now 6-point underdogs in this game.
The Kelly Blue Book has it down to 5.5 now.
Okay. So 5.5, 6 points. I mean, whatever you want to say that. I know Blue Book usually sticks with a half point. They won't go.
Yeah.
They'll stay away from the half points if they can. So this is a tough one for me. That's a big spread. I think in terms of spread, I have to go with Texas, especially with this being pretty much a home game at this point. I think that's the way I'm comfortable in swaying, especially with a 6-point spread.
What do you think this line is if Texas doesn't have a dogfight with ASU? That's my question.
Same line as the first one, 1.5, 2.5, somewhere in there.
Because I think this line is biased incredibly by Oregon's ass whooping and Texas's dogfight.
I agree.
Ohio State looked unstoppable against Oregon. I don't know if you can shut that down. I don't know. Texas has a really good defense, but there's just so many weapons to cover. And Will Howard looked really good and really composed against Tennessee and against Oregon. So I'm going to take Ohio State in the points. I don't really love it. Something I'm looking at is if you like Ohio State in this game, but don't want to lay the 6 points or the 225 on the money line, maybe you take Ohio State future to win the national championship at plus 110. And then it's kind of like a money line bet here, as essentially it gives you some action on the game. Because I think if they make it there, if they beat Texas, I think Ohio State mops the floor with Notre Dame or Penn State. I think that
spread
would be bigger than. I think that spread is going to be 7-8 points. You know what I mean? So that's a different route, I guess you could take.
Yeah, I would probably agree with that as well. I think the ability for them to win the national championship just by getting through this game is definitely going to be fairly true. Ohio State, like you said, played amazing against Oregon, unstoppable. I still think Texas. I think 6 points is a little bit too much. This game being in Arlington, I think it's just too close of a home game.
That's fair.
Like you said, Tyler, Texas has a really good defense. Granted, Ohio State has a lot of weapons. What concerns me more is Texas's offense as they go through these lulls where they just can't play competent football. And I'd just be worried that they'd find themselves in a hole early and not be able to overcome it.
I think that's been Texas's problem all year, and I think that's why the committee never gave them a true number one spot for very long. I think they seen the flaws. I'm gonna go with you, Tyler, with the points, but I like Ohio State by a touchdown. I think if they play as good as they played against Oregon, they're the best team right now. And it took them a long time to play football like that, but I guess you're hot at the right time, so that's all that matters. Yeah. I like Ohio State. What's the over under on this game?
53.5.
53.5. How do you boys feel about that total? Because you are right. They both have good defenses. Texas defense is really good, but so is Ohio State's.
But we've seen what Ohio State's done offensively against Tennessee and Oregon, and those weren't slouch defenses.
Exactly.
I think you're going to get 27 out of Ohio State at minimum here. Can Texas cover the rest of it for you? That's the thing I don't know. It's going to depend on their offensive output. The over against Arizona State was never going to hit until we got into overtime.
Yeah, it was close.
It was close, but overtime's what took it over there, and that was a 54-point total or a 50-point total.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Parker's clearly watching the football game happening right now. But
yeah, watching the Minnesota game, it looked like he caught it in the air on a deep ball, took a couple steps, and then when they went to the ground, the ball was loose. So I thought it was a fumble, but maybe it's an incomplete pass. Who knows? But that was pretty cool. But yeah, no, I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely rooting for Big Ten here. So I would love, yes, I hate Notre Dame, and I was never going to vote for Notre Dame to win this game, which is true, but like how things have shook out, I would like a Big Ten championship would be a fucking lit one championship game.
A true rivalry game.
Like all these other teams, Notre Dame just got paid $14 million and the Big Ten got 28, but you got to split that 28 between all 20 Big Ten schools compared to Notre Dame's 14 million they get to keep in pocket. Yeah. Good for them, but God, fucking misers.
I
hate them. I hate them.
So we're pretty much through college football, right? Anybody else? Any final takes on college football?
Grab your popcorn.
The only other thing that we have technically is the championship odds. So Ohio State, you mentioned it earlier, Ty. I guess you had them at plus 110. Green Book has them at plus 100. Texas at plus 400. Notre Dame at plus 380. Penn State plus 500. So is there one of those that stands out to you that maybe isn't Ohio State?
Penn State or Texas. If Penn State plays good ball like they have been, you could give them a chance that they're ready to play. They're quiet. They're a quiet team, I think. I think they're the sleeping giant in here.
I think if Penn State makes it and it's Penn State, Ohio State, you see the same shit that's happened every other time. Penn State is not Michigan. Ohio State will beat the fuck out of them.
Agreed.
And it just like every other year in the Big Ten. James Franklin, Ryan Day, it doesn't matter. Ryan Day comes out on top in that matchup. James Franklin can't beat Ryan Day. Ryan Day cannot beat Michigan. So I think if you're actually looking for the odds right now, that's not Ohio State. Texas is a good play. And then I would definitely say Notre Dame, but I like that Texas's odds are high. You could do some real damage with a future on Texas and a money line bet on them this week. Like you could have a 5-unit swing that way if you send it that way. But I don't know. I've been cooked on my futures bets in college football, so hoping the NFL ones hit and bring me back to life.
Well, let's head into a quick ad break, and then we will get to our NFL talk.
This episode of Show Me the Money is brought to you by Tavern Sports, your place to get fun sports content, sportsbook lines and parlays, and of course food reviews with Big E's Ballpark Bites. You can follow Tavern Sports on Instagram at Tavern Sports 2023, TikTok at Tavern.Sports, and Twitter at Tavern Sports 23.
Welcome back to the Show Me the Money podcast, brought to you by Tavern Sports. We're going to head into our NFL talk. Now, fellas, I only have 3 games listed on here for our rundown. However, I know that you guys had cooked up some of our incentives that the players are chasing this week. So let's start it off with the games here real quick first, and then we'll get to the incentives. But here's the games that I added on here. We have the Bengals against the Steelers. Steelers 2.5-point underdogs at home. Can the Bengals get into the playoffs, or are they out?
They
Yeah,
got a
so
path. They've
before
got a path.
we dive into these games, I'll just give you that path real quick. So as of right now, the last team in is the Broncos on the AFC side. They are in a true win and in situation. They have been for a couple of weeks, and they've just pissed it down their leg. They could have beat Cincinnati last week to have this. With that loss to Cincinnati, now Cincinnati still has a chance to get in. So the Broncos right now, they win the game and they're good to go. They get to play the Chiefs, and it's going to be all the Chiefs backups. So if they don't win this game, it's really on them. They can lose and still get in. However, a win by Miami or a win who's playing the Jets or Cincinnati win at the Steelers would kick them out. So, yeah, Denver has a chance, but Cincinnati, all they have to do is win. And then on top of that,
they need a Miami loss and a Denver loss to get in.
They need the 2 losses. So
I got the AFC on lock, baby.
Yeah, John.
I don't want to play Cincinnati. I'm so scared. So
wouldn't you rather see Miami in that spot?
I'd rather see Denver in that spot, but we'll see.
Yeah. So winning in for Denver, win in a loss from Miami and Denver for the Bengals, and the Dolphins need a win and only a loss from the Broncos because they have a better record in the conference over the Bengals. So that's the scenario for the AFC. There's a couple seeding things that could still happen, but it's only the 7 seed that's still open to change.
Okay. So does it benefit the Steelers for them to win this game?
So if the Steelers win, so Baltimore plays first. So if Baltimore goes down and Pittsburgh wins, I think the Steelers would win the AFC North.
Okay.
Correct.
If the Steelers lose and the Chargers win on Sunday, then the Steelers and Chargers would swap seats. So the Chargers would be the 5 seed, the Steelers would be the 6 seed, which would make Pittsburgh play Baltimore in the first round of the playoffs, and the Chargers would play Houston.
Yeah. Pittsburgh's definitely going to be playing for the win here because they'd want to face the Texans, who have been up and down, rather than their interdivision rival, the Ravens, who they just got slapped by in Week 16. So Steelers are definitely fighting to keep a better chance in the playoffs, and the Bengals are playing to win to get into the playoffs.
Gotcha. So that's enough information for me to say that I would take the Steelers plus 2.5. Honestly, I might take a money line, especially at home.
Well, the last time these two teams played, it was a fucking shootout, which nobody saw that coming from Pittsburgh. I think they went like 45-38 or something. Like it was a high scoring game. Russ went off. And I mean, Pittsburgh's had a tough draw the last couple of weeks. Baltimore, Kansas City, back to back.
Worth noting, though, the Steelers are on a long break. They've been off since Christmas.
True.
So essentially a bye week to really prepare and rest up. So worth noting. I'm going to still be with the Bengals. I'm not a believer in this offense. Russell Wilson, he won this team a couple games. He's played well. He hasn't really lost them games. But I think the Bengals, with nothing to lose here, just fucking throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. And I think their offensive prowess is just too much.
Yeah, I'm with you, Tyler. I like the Bengals here. I believe you with the Russ being Russ thing, and he's won them games. He hasn't really lost them games, but he hasn't really played lights out to continue in them. Both these defenses in the back end are kind of, I mean, the Steelers got Patrick Queen back there, but the Bengals kind of slow. So, I mean, it could be another shootout again this week, which would be fun, but I don't know. I'm with you. I think that Bengals offense is a lot, and they got a lot of firepower back there. So throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks kind of fits. But yeah,
John,
give me
where
the
you-
Bengals. Give me the Bengals.
John, where are you going with the AFC here?
Pittsburgh's got a great defense. I like Mike Tomlin as a home underdog. I'll be taking the Steelers plus 2.5.
So, Ethan, you're with the Steelers, or are you with the Bengals?
I'm with the Steelers, I think.
So we're split. All right, 50-50. We'll see who comes out on top.
Next game I've got listed on here, we got the Texans taking on the Titans in Tennessee. 1.5 point spread in favor of the Titans.
The Texans are clinched the division. They're resting all of their stars, I would imagine.
Yeah, as far as I know, they are.
They're locked into that 4 seed.
Are there any Texan players on that incentive list?
Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon needs
107 yards. I think he's a scratch.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't think they'd attempt for 107 yards. Joe Mixon's a vet. He'd rather just go and be healthy for the playoffs.
I mean, it's a $250,000 bag that he's getting if he hits it, but that is a lot. I mean,
he's been banged up too, though.
Yeah,
he had some knee injury a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, so I think he's going to definitely just sit everybody. So I'm going to stay away from this game because there's no way in hell I'd put my money on Mason Rudolph or Will Levis, but I don't know who the fucking backup is down in Houston.
Is it Davis Mills still?
Oh, the long neck. I don't know. Is he still in the league? Is he still?
I think so.
I don't know.
I think he might be the backup.
Just strictly because I have no idea who will be playing in this
game. It could be
fucking
Case Keenum for all I know.
Yeah, I will not be touching this game. Strictly
it is Davis Mills.
Let's go.
Oh shit. He can sling it, but who the fuck's he throwing it to? That's my question. So I'll be out.
Well, let's head into our next game here. We got the Vikings at the Lions. This is probably the matchup everybody's waiting for. 2.5 point spread in favor of the Lions. Of course, they're playing in Detroit, so this is going to be a hell of a game, though.
Yeah, this is fucking get your popcorn ready, shut the phone off, and sit there, lock the wife and kids up in a bedroom, and lock in on this game because it's going to be fucking fireworks. Number 1 seed on the line, obviously the division on the line, and the loser's got to go be the 5 seed. So
that's crazy. That's crazy.
A 13-win 5 seed. Who wants to see that? Who's the current 4 seed as it sits right now in the NFC? That would be
Tampa.
I mean, Tampa's dangerous in their own right, but
Tampa's beat Detroit already.
Yeah,
beat Philly too.
Tampa's dangerous in their own right at 9-7.
Baker Mania, baby.
The NFC playoff picture this year is going to be fucking crazy because nobody wants to see the Bucks. Nobody wants to match up against the Rams. The Vikings, Lions, and Packers have all very much shown that they are powerhouses in their own right. And the Commanders have kind of been on a slide, but they're still the Commanders, which is weird to say. But you never know when Jaden Daniels is going to light the torch and just dust your shit. So NFC
is a 6 seed right now?
The Commies are the 6 seed right now.
Yeah, because if Green Bay – how's it shake out with Green Bay? Because they're probably going to beat the Bears, right? I mean, it's what they do.
I would
probably.
So.
But it would be a Bears thing to win.
A Washington win and a Green Bay loss would keep both teams where they're at right now.
Okay. What about a Green Bay win and a Washington win?
Yeah, so a Washington loss and a Packers win would flip them.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have anything to say if they both win. I would assume that they stay the same if they both win as well.
Okay.
That one I don't have the tiebreaker written down.
I don't think anyone wants to see the Packers. Tell any Philly fan that I had to play the Packers in the wild card round.
Yeah, not going to be a fun picture. Another thing to talk about would be the Seahawks and the Rams. A win versus Seattle guarantees them the three slot, a loss with a victory by Tampa Bay over the Saints, which is probably likely, would actually drop them to the 4 seed and the Bucks up to the 3 seed. So that's another positioning battle on the own right. So, yeah.
So let's wrap back into that Vikings Lions game, Ty. Who are you taking if that 2.5 point spread?
I think the Lions at home can get it done. I think if you were ever going to see the Lions as the 1 seed, it has to be now. Their defense, yes, they've been hurt, but they're still winning games. The only thing I don't like, and I've said this multiple times, and it's the reason I don't have a futures bet on the Lions, is I can't trust Dan Campbell. I love the way he, like as a viewer, I love the way he coaches the game.
Mm-hmm.
But from a bettor's perspective, like 2 weeks ago, kicking the onside kick with 10 minutes left, pointless. Going for it on 4th down on your own 38-yard line for no reason in the middle of the first quarter. Ridiculous. Like, you don't need those things. I get that's what makes him who he is. That's why Detroit fans love him. That's why I love him as a football fan. But as a bettor, I can't really trust it. I think, however, despite everything I said in this game, Detroit as a whole finds a way to win with Ben Johnson calling the plays just so they can lock up this 1 seed, rest a little bit, get that defense even healthier to make a playoff push.
Absolutely. What about you, John? Who are you taking?
So I actually like Minnesota in this game. Minnesota's defense is extremely underrated. Brian Flores has done a great job. Detroit's defense is banged up. Minnesota's shown they can score points. I just think Minnesota's going to outscore them here. I think it's going to be a high-scoring one again. But yeah, I mean, fuck it. Vikings plus 2.5, plus money. Yeah, give me the Vikings.
These two teams played earlier in the year. Who came out on top?
It was a 2-point game. It was like 31-29 Lions.
Okay.
I could have totally made that up. I don't remember.
No, I think that sounds right.
It's pretty close. I'll give you that. Pretty close.
What was the score?
I'm looking it up right now. Where are they at? They're the late game.
It was 31-29 Lions.
Fuck.
Yeah.
2 for 2. Davis Mills, 31-29.
Yeah, I got to stick with the Lions. They've been electric this far. They were actually my top team to bet on this year. So I'm going to go with the Lions and probably place the rest of my account on it because my account is struggling right now. So,
ouch.
Yeah.
Damn, dog. Probably bet the Lions against the Bills. Probably wiped you out.
I think I'm bandwagoning it a little bit by hopping on with the Lions just because just everything behind it. And I think Minnesota gets slept on a little bit in the league. Like, they're talked about in our division, but like when you got the Lions in there that haven't done anything and now they're just a powerhouse team, I think they kind of get slid in a little bit.
For sure.
You're not wrong, John. That Minnesota defense they're a force, man. They like to blitz. Yeah. They like to get after the quarterback, put pressure on. So I think if Jared Goff can take care of the ball, and
Sam Darnold's shown he can drop 40 too, and I don't trust Detroit's defense right now, and I trust Minnesota and Sam Darnold's offense more than I trust Detroit's defense, and that's really what's deciding this one for me.
Yeah. The only thing I trust about their defense is the back end, though, with Kirby Joseph, like
Brian Branch.
That's the only part of their defense I do trust right now. Joseph and Branch going up against Jetta and Addison is going to be crazy. However they do the matchup, if it's a side of the field thing or straight up man-man coverage, it is going to be sick to watch.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at them offensively, like they're both stacked up kind of similar between J-Mo and Amon-Ra, and then you got Jordan and Jefferson over there on that other side. I think what hurts Minnesota or what hurts the Lions is losing Montgomery. But the nice thing about having two RB1s is you don't really lose that step in your offense. And last week when the Lions put up that play, we seen their back, both other backs that they had back there play really great as well. with that all being said, I like the Lions here. I'm big on the Lions. I think the Lions are going to be good. I do think it's going to come down to a field goal game, and I think smart coaching is going to have to happen, and that's where I think you're hesitant on, Ty, where I can see that. And I can see maybe Dan Campbell losing a coaching battle to O'Connell, but I don't know. I think it's going to be a good one. Like you said, grab your popcorn and strap in, boys. It's going to be a fun one.
For sure. Before we dive completely into your guys' incentives, I think it needs to be talked about that the NFC South is not officially clinched yet. The Bucks are in the playoffs. However, they need a win against New Orleans to lock it up. And the Falcons can still win the division. The Bucks only need a win or a tie or a Falcons loss or tie. So it's pretty much win and you have it for the Bucks. As far as the Falcons go, they need a Bucks loss and a win. And
it
then
is a 14-point spread. So
for who? Tampa. Yeah. So they should definitely beat the shit out of the Saints. But after what just happened in New Orleans, you never know if those players are going to rally around the city, rally around each other. I don't know who's playing quarterback right now down there. If it's Rattler,
probably be Rattler.
I think I think it is Rattler,
or if it's Hayner. But I think Tampa gets it done. So it was worth noting about that though, because Tampa, they sometimes lose meaningless games after a really big win. So you never know. But that leads us to our first incentive, which is Mike Evans. He needs 5 catches,
85 yards,
and that gets him $500,000.
Yep,
$3 million. I have, or nobody max out his $3 million bonus for an additional.
Oh yeah. Three. Yeah.
Gotcha. So that's something you need to look out for. Maybe him 5+, 85+ player prop market. What else do you guys have on your prop sheet?
So Mike Evans over under, I believe, is the highest it's been all season.
96, like, I think it was.
Yeah. 96 or 97, something crazy. So the yards kind of scare me a little.
Here's the thing, though. With some of them, you can go in there and alt the line. So even if you wanted to check at what 80 is,
out yet.
Exactly. If you wanted to wait till Saturday and see what 80 is compared to like his over under, I mean, it could be a nice one to throw in for a safe parlay if you're trying to make like a little parlay with a bunch of incentives to see if they all hit. Or if you just want to bet them individually, it's probably good to check out what all the lines are. That way, I mean, even if it is 96, you might be able to alt it to 90 and see what happens. So you're gonna have to watch your books, whatever you use. Just make sure you're checking lines, and we'll see how it goes from there. But there's quite a bit. I don't know. John's got a few.
Yeah, so I went through the list and kind of wrote down what I thought was the most likely, I guess. There's some on there that are just never going to happen. The first one I have, Kyler Murray needs 50+ rushing yards and 1+ touchdown for $750K.
Yep, I have that one as well.
Go ahead.
Geno Smith to throw 185 passing yards for $2 million. That one would be good.
$2 million. And he's the one controlling it.
He had a bunch of other ones in his line too, because like he could totally max out his bonus. But it was like one was completion percentage, and the other was like a Seattle win. Like he could make $7 million or something on Sunday.
Boy, I'd be checking out of every fucking run play. The coach, I'd be sitting there.
Screen. I'd be telling my running back to just fucking dip out and just let me a little lob pass.
100%. As the quarterback with the headset in, motherfucker, bench me. I dare you. But the only thing about that is since they are playing the Rams, they need that win for seeding. So they might actually try to play it legit. But if I'm Geno Smith, I'm getting the fucking bag, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Derrick Henry needs one more touchdown for like 500,000.
Yep. I got J.K. Dobbins needs 58 rush yards for an additional $150K.
Tony Pollard.
There you go.
Yeah.
83+ for another 250. Jets tight end Tyler Conklin 1+ catch for 250,000. I think he probably gets there.
Yeah.
I think his over under on receptions is 2.5. So I'm like, what? That's a tough
Fuck
one.
that. Like, it's probably minus 8 million on FanDuel.
Right, yeah.
But 1+ catch, and I'm dumping the whole account on it. Tight end, tunnel screen, throw him on an arrow, something. Get that man paid.
One that's kind of out there. Joe Mixon. Oh yeah, we just said Joe Mixon sitting up. Valdez Scantling needs 1 touchdown for the Saints. For the Saints, so we'll see how that goes. Tampa Bay's playing pretty well, and the Saints haven't been too hot, so that one could be a toss-up. But he needs 1 touchdown for 250,000.
Can we talk about my beloved Buffalo Bills for 1 second?
Yeah, what they got?
Go for it.
So they're playing New England, clinched the 2 seed. None of the starters are playing. I think Josh is going to play like 1 snap just to maintain his consecutive game streak. So the Bills this year, 13 offensive players have scored a touchdown, which ties the league record. 14 breaks it. So I don't know what kind of TD scorer props you're going to see. I don't really know who's sitting yet. I would think they play a good deal of their receivers because they don't have a ton of names. Granted, they might be on limited snap counts, but I think your normal players are going to see at the books for TD scorer props. I like any other player to score a touchdown this week for Buffalo, and I like Reggie Gilliam to score a touchdown. The lines aren't out, but they're talking about this record around here, and I think they're going to find a way to make it happen. You might see some random – they might put fucking DeMar Hamlin at running back.
Yeah, or a lineman catches something.
Yeah, like something stupid's going to happen. I'm waiting to see what the line is, what the value is there. But just thought I should mention that.
I like that. That's a fun one.
Yeah.
Any other incentives, fellas, or that's all of them?
I put together an incentive parlay. It's Derrick Henry anytime touchdown, Cortland Sutton 80+ yards, Geno Smith 200+ yards passing, and a Kyler Murray anytime touchdown. I have it plus 802.
Ooh,
I like that.
That's tasty.
I like that.
What is Kyler and Derrick Henry just parlayed? Because those are the two that only need a touchdown, right?
Yeah, Kyler's plus 170 to score alone, and
Derrick
Henry's
Henry
minus 240. I have him at.
Yeah, that's what I have him at.
It's probably plus 280 somewhere.
Gotcha. Because that would be.
I don't know if that's correct math, but
because I could see Harbaugh making sure that Henry gets his, even if they don't put him in the entire game until they're on the 1 yard line. Like,
yeah,
that could be tasty. I'm trying to put that together on my book right now.
There's some crazy. Right, hell, dude, I'm fucking on fire today. So there's some crazy like 2+ touchdown scorer props too. Like I think Tony Pollard gets an incentive if he scores 2+, and I think Zach Ertz was the other one. Which Pollard, the value wasn't that good. I want to say it was
plus
like
475.
Yeah, but I think Ertz was like plus 1,300, and he's actually been playing very well lately for a gentleman of his age.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely some tasty lines that you could definitely get in there and fuck around with and see if you can make something happen. I don't hate that parlay at all.
I love the round robins this week. On these incentives. I really do.
I always forget that the round robins are just sitting there in the back pocket. Mm-hmm. Great round robin opportunities here.
Mm-hmm. Keep it out of the same game though, because it'll screw you over. I'm traumatized from Thanksgiving. I thought I hit a huge round robin. It parlayed the 2 pieces into one leg. It was plus 40,000.
No shit. It parlayed this. Wow.
It combined the 2 legs into a same game parlay and made it a 3 combination round robin instead of a 4.
Oof.
It was Keenan Allen 2+ and Laporta 2+.
That's tough.
Yeah, it cost myself $2,000, dude. I about ate my gun.
Damn. All right. Well, everybody be a safe firearm owner this weekend.
Hey there, sports fans. Are you tired of the same old boring shirts? Well, we've got something exciting for you. Introducing the Tavern Sports Pocket Tee, where style meets passion for the game. Whether you're a diehard fan or just like the environment, Tavern Sports has got you covered, literally. The best part, because you're listening to Show Me the Money, you can use the code $$ to get 15% off today. So what are you waiting for? Head over to tavern-sports.square.site right now and elevate your game day experience. Tavern Sports. Beer, betting, sports.
Let's get into our locks of the week, guys. Does anybody have anything? As far as the teaser goes, these lines are so rough.
How do you guys feel about the Panthers plus 7.5 to Atlanta? Does that tickle anyone's itch like it tickles mine a little bit?
Dude, my last lock, I bet the Panthers +5, and I said it was gross, and I think they won outright. So I'm in love with the Panthers right now.
I haven't seen Atlanta play with Penix back there, so like
he's been
He
spinning the
didn't
bill.
play bad.
That's what I've heard. I've seen his stats.
Washington was pretty
Yeah.
good.
So it's like, I know the Panthers are starting to play better this second half, but I mean they just got waxed by Tampa Bay. But then again, it's Tampa Bay. They have the offense to do that.
Yeah, he's been spinning the pill for sure. John, you said that the Bills are sitting everybody.
Yeah,
I saw that too. The Bills
far
minus
as I
3.
know.
That was my other look.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a weird one because like New England's playing for the #1 pick, so and their coach is playing for his job. So if they lose, they lock up the #1. If they win, they have to keep Gerard Mayo. I don't know.
I don't know.
Might be a big Trubisky game, to be honest.
I don't know if they can Gerard Mayo for a loss in his first season.
I don't know if Kraft would do it ever because of who he is, but Mayo's not a good coach.
No, but I think any coach gets more than 1 year. I don't think you bring a guy in for just a year. You know what I mean?
What's his name in Carolina get 2 years ago?
But that's a dumpster
10
fire.
games. So was New England, dog.
I don't know if you can call them a dumpster fire after having the greatest dynasty of all time. Yeah, fuck off. I'm just trying to find a fourth leg for my monster bet here. I don't necessarily love it because the cold weather implications that go along with it, but I'm going to give it to you. Green Bay from -10 against Chicago to +3. Bears are on a, 11 gamer now, or is it 10? And
they were 4-2, right?
We're at a double-digit losing streak, and the Packers are the Packers, and it's at Lambeau. So give me the Packers to +3. Give me the Bucks from -14 to -1 against the Saints. Give me the Vikings to +15.5 against the Lions. I think that one doesn't end in a shootout, or a blowout, rather. The one leg I don't necessarily love because cold weather implication. Give me the Dolphins +12.5 against the Jets. They can't play or win in the cold, but they need a win to be a chance for the playoffs. The only thing that could bite you for is if Denver and Cincinnati both win before they play. Because both those games, the Denver game's at the same time. So they're going to be scoreboard watching for sure. And I think that gives them enough to play for there. So that's my monster teaser this week. Now let's get to our line.
Did you have anything for Dolphins Jets in there?
Are you fucking
in the middle? I blanked in the middle.
Yeah, Dolphins +12.5 in the cold against the Jets. That's the last fucking 2 minutes of conversation, John.
I'm sorry, I zoned out. I took full accountability. I don't know what you want. What else do you want from me?
Now,
Tua's out, right?
I did not.
It's Tyler's. That's why I brought it up. It's Tyler Huntley again. So
Snoop Huntley.
Food for thought.
All right, timeout, everybody. We're gonna take that leg out, and we're gonna take the Washington Commanders to +6.5. against Dallas.
Hang on, let me confirm Tua is in fact out.
Damn it, John.
While
He's
we're
out.
waiting
I think
on
he's out.
confirmation, I am going to
He's
take.
doubtful. He's doubtful to play. Heard it here
Yeah.
first.
I'm taking the Chargers minus 4.5 against the Raiders.
Ethan, where are you going?
Oh man, this is a tough week. I got to go with Texas +6. I like that too much. It's a home game for them, essentially a home game for them. I think 6 points is a little bit too much. I can probably buy it up to 7.5. Actually, let me triple check that before I tell you that for sure. Let's see here. Green Book. John, did you go already?
I did not.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'll let you go here in just a second. I know, I'm a pain in the ass. I should have looked this up beforehand. NCAA football. I can't even find it on the Green Book. Here we go.
I can get 7.5 at 154
Fuck.
on the Blue Book. At 6.5, you get it at 118.
Hold on, I got it right here.
What game is this for?
The Texas Ohio State game.
Oh, we're gonna have another pod before that comes out, so save that lock for next.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, when's this game? Next Friday?
Correct.
It is next
It's
Friday.
either Thursday or Friday.
Damn, it fits right in my fucking size too. It's minus 149.
Save it for next week, Poppy.
I know. Okay, let's go ahead and let's do
John's lock. We're gonna do John's lock.
Let's
Do it.
hear it.
Go ahead, John.
So I was lone wolf on Minnesota. I'm taking Minnesota plus 2.5.
Ethan was with you on Minnesota, but
I thought it was
like it.
3 against 1.
2v2.
Oh,
No,
thought that
I was
Pittsburgh and
on-
Cincinnati.
I was on Detroit.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
it was-
My
yeah.
bad.
Yeah, don't take away my lone wolf.
All right, fuck. Were you speaking about Minnesota just a second ago, matter of fact? Sorry, my ears were plugged. All right, my lock of the week, because I'm tired of you bitches piddling around. Give me Kyler Murray, anytime touchdown score, plus 170. Make it happen, Kyler.
I like it.
Now,
All right.
Bert,
I'm sorry, I'm gonna go again. I'm gonna take give me the Tex shit. Nope. Give me the Steelers plus 2.5. And Josh's lock, he's gonna go with the Cleveland Browns at plus 19.5.
all right. Clark is taking Notre Dame money line at minus 120 right now because he was unaware that we are having a show next week. Do you guys want to include that now, or should we just make him wait?
Is that game not until next week?
Not
You
till
can-
next week. We'll have another show before then.
I mean, unless we want to text him and then Ethan can tweet a new one out.
He won't respond in time. Just
Is
give
he-
him. We'll give
isn't
him that.
All right, we'll give him Notre Dame money line. So he'll have two technically next week. Then it sounds
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
All right,
That's fine.
that's it for the week.
That's going to do it for this week's episode of Show Me the Money. Thank you for joining. In the meantime, head to those sports books, start placing some bets, and show me the money.
Show me the money.
Show me the money!